Hi guys, welcome to my new series. So in this new series I'm gonna talk about the technique side of monitors. Those knowledge will help you to just pick the right monitor for yourself, whether you are a creator, a gamer, or a professional, or just a person need a monitor to communicate with each other in this special time. So when you buy a monitor, you often see something like Adobe RGB, sRGB, or P3. Those are the color gamuts that used on the monitors. So there are 5 types of common color gamuts you have to know if you want to buy a monitor. So let's go start with the first one. So the first color gamut standard we are going to look is the most common standard, sRGB standards. sRGB is created by HP and Microsoft in 1996 as a standard color gamut for Microsoft's Windows system and other operating systems default supported color gamut. So in here, this monitor has supported the sRGB gamut. So we can see in the color scale it here says it's supported sRGB. But you may also notice that there's 95% behind sRGB. So what does that mean is this monitor can only display about 95% of all the colors that sRGB should include. So it's not 100% sRGB. It can't display all the colors that sRGB include, but only about 95%. Okay, so the second color standard we are going to look at is NTSC. So NTSC is a color gamut standard for analog televisions. It's a color gamut developed by the National Television Standards Committee of the United States. It's created in 1953. Even though NTSC is developed a long time before the sRGB standard, but don't trick by the date. A fully coverage NCST is about 28% more color coverage than a fully coverage sRGB monitors. However, even though they have different numbers of coverage, but the point is, it isn't just how much it covers, but they are not the same colors. So while NTSC is used on TV can have better results because it needs to display the color of the real world, such as a news report, movie, such stuff. sRGB may not suitable for the purpose because it doesn't cover those specific colors that would need to be displayed, which would result a color case. So the color case means, for example, the white color is turned into a slightly blue colors. This is because it just picked a similar color trying to substitute the color that it doesn't covers or it doesn't have. So oppositely, I would also not expect to using an NTSC standard monitor for my PC to run on, which may not just be suitable for a PC monitor. But just like you see here, this is a NTSC monitor, so there is still NTSC monitor in case if you need it, and it's often about 32% coverage, which is cover a similar amount of colors as 100% sRGB. Third standard we're going to look at is called Adobe RGB. So it was released by the professional software maker Adobe in 1998. The aim for the Adobe RGB when it being released is to cover all the sRGB color gamut, which is most common type of color gamut standard. It also covers CMYK standard, so it's a standard that Python often used. So in this way, the picture you take maybe in Adobe RGB form can be edited and displayed normally on a PC, but you can also print out a photo that has the exactly same color as you view it on a PC. Adobe RGB covers a lot more color than sRGB, about 30% more, include almost all the colors that sRGB included, which make it being a perfect standard for designer, also being widely used in the professional photography and After Effects area. So as you see here, this is a typical Adobe RGB monitors. So it covers about 99% of Adobe RGB, and it also covers 100% sRGB. But there is some other actual colors more than the colors that sRGB covers. So by using Adobe RGB, you can see more colors, which is brilliant. However, the price is also high. As you can see here, the price of this monitor reach up to 2,500 New Zealand dollars. Fourth standard we're gonna look at is called or known as P3 standards. It's released by SMPTE, so the Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers, back in 2010, which is quite new when you compare its release date to other standards. It covers a similar numbers of colors to Adobe RGB color gamut, but P3 standard is more focused on videos. It covers a lot more colors that were often used in video compared to sRGB. So when you are watching a movie that supports P3 format on a P3 monitor, you will see that the colors are more realistic and smooth. Apple has used sRGB before 2016 as standard for their products, such as iPhone 6s, MacBook Pro 2015. But since 2017, Apple took steps to upgrade their display to be able to support almost 100% P3 coverage on all of their products, including the newer iPhone Max. Also, the newer recent iPhone can also be used to shooting P3 standards movie. The device I used to editing this video is a 2018 15-inch MacBook Pro. I bought it last year. So what I want to say is, its color is really impressive, because compared to my old device which only has sRGB standards, this is a big step forward. It may not help you much if you don't care about the color of your videos. Just enough is okay. But if you truly want to editing a professional grade video, such as a movie, then I would recommend to buy one device that contains neither P3 or Adobe RGB color gamut. Those are the two best color gamut for videos and movies. However, still P3 standard is more focused on video side, while Adobe RGB is more focused on painting sides. So if you don't have enough money, there are lots of other choices from such as Dell, HP, but I think MacBook Pro would be one of the best choice. Here we can see a monitor that contains about 90% of DCI P3 color gamut. It's same as P3, it's just a different name, However, even though P3 is much better than the sRGB, but for 100% or about 90% P3 standard monitor is hard to find, and their price is quite high. As you can see, for this monitor, it got a price of $2,098. So the last standard we're gonna look at today is called RIG 2020. It's a quite newer standards, and there isn't much monitor that support such standards. The first version of the RIG 2020 was posted on the International Telecommunication Union website on August 23, 2012. So RIG 2020 has a much greater coverage compared to Adobe RGB or P3. It is a refresh to the RIG 709, which is a much older standard that came as standard in 1990 with HD TV standard. As many years pass, RIG 2020 brings much more color than RIG 709, which is similar or less color coverage than sRGB, not commonly used today. RIG 2020 basically would suitable in any area but with larger color coverage. It has much more color than even the Adobe RGB or P3. Whether you are a video editor, post creator, RIG 2020 monitor must under your considered list. Wait a minute, I forgot to tell you guys one thing. So RIG 2020 monitor actually is not even possible to buy one for now, because there isn't many companies that sell a monitor that support RIG 2020. Even if it does, RIG 2020 is now only appear on the high-end monitors that cost more than thousands, and I don't actually suggest you to buy it now, because it is too expensive. Just wait for a few years, it will continue to discount, and for most of work, a P3 or Adobe RGB color gamut monitor would be already enough for your needs. I would suggest you to buy a RIG 2020 monitor is when you really need it. So otherwise, it's not actually worth it to buy it now. So as you can see here, this is 85% RIG 2020 monitors. But it also includes about 100% or 99.5% of Adobe RGB, over 95% of PCI P3 and 100% sRGB, which it's kind of universal. So if you really need those type of monitors, and you can go into buy it now and compare its price, it's going to drop soon, and so it depends on yourself. Even though I editing videos so stuff, but I don't actually need to buy a monitor like this, because it's really only for the professional user. So you have to consider yourself. So thank you guys for watching these videos. In the next video, the part 2, I'm gonna explain the other important aspect of buying monitors. So it's the materials of the monitors. So there are many types of materials it can be used to make a monitor. So such as IPS, QLED, and there's OLED, and there are also other types of materials. So if you really want to pick a monitor that suit for your needs, then I hope you can watch all finish this series, because it's really important you didn't miss any aspect. Even though you missed a single aspect and you buy the monitor you think it's good, but when you got it, you find it's not what you wish to have, or the monitor is not what you think it looks like. So then maybe it's a better idea. Do not skip any parts. So that's it for this part of the video. So thank you guys, and see you in my next video.